Hi everyone, I hope you're well. I have another short video for you today focusing on that sukha, that ease and strength in the legs. So come to a nice standing position. You're going to want to be on your mat this way rather than at the top of your mat, because we're going to start in a wide position. So when you're ready, take a deep breath in through the nose and let it out through the mouth. Lovely, and we're going to do that twice more. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. Lovely, and then bring your feet nice and wide. Now, if you've been to my class, you know my feeling on a wide stance. You can either go for the nice traditional wrists and ankles in alignment, or you can find a wide position that's comfortable for you. Both toes facing forward here, and we're not locking out through the knees are soft. And then from here we want to draw a nice little bit of energy up through the inner thighs. So right from the sole of the foot all the way up through the inner leg, all the way to the inner thighs, and then draw your pelvic floor up. So take a moment to sort yourself out in this position. So you should feel nice and firm in the feet, but not gripping through the toes. You should in actual fact be able to lift the toes and feel nice and strong in the feet anyway. Drawing that energy up, inner thighs, pelvic floor draws in, tummy draws in, and the tailbone is relaxed. Let the shoulders release away from the ears, and then on a big inhale, hands reach all the way up. And then exhale, float them down. Feel like you're pushing something down here. So don't just go through the motions. On an inhale, lift. Spread the palms. They might kiss above the head, and then exhale, press down here. So really feel like you're pressing energy down. Lovely, big inhale, big reach up. Exhale, press down. Lovely, find a breath that feels good. It can be in through the nose, out through the mouth. Two more like this. So just taking a very short moment to connect to the breath. There's no yoga without breath. So even if you just take a moment to make sure that you're aware of your breath. One more time, big inhale, big reach up. Exhale, press down, marry the breath and the movement, take your time, don't rush it. And then hands come to the hips. Lovely, drawing that tummy up, drawing energy up through the inner thigh, pelvic floor, shoulders away from the ears. Perhaps you squeeze the shoulders together so the chest lifts just a little bit. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, we're going to go straight into it. Take a fold here to halfway point. So think of your back as nice and flat, shoulders away from the ears. You're pressing the hips back, but the crown forward. Lovely, connect back to that tummy. So the abdominals are supporting you here. See how your legs are feeling. See if you can draw energy up a little bit more. And then if it feels right in your body, you're going to fold all the way down. Perhaps the hands come to the earth. Perhaps you need to readjust your feet here by taking them a little bit wider. If you need to bend your knees generously to get into this wide forward fold, you can. Just so the hands touch the floor. Lovely, crown can release. Perhaps you walk your hands back so they're in line with the middle of the foot. Maybe you play with getting that crown of the head down to the earth. But don't lose integrity in this shape here. Listen to the body. What's the body saying to you? Is this shape comfortable? Maybe not. What adjustments do you need to make? This lovely calming wide forward fold. So we're going to take a couple of rounds of breaths, softening into this shape. perhaps on each exhale you relax the body a little bit more. Beautiful, deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to generously bend the knees, keep the chin tucked, and slowly roll all the way back up. Press into your feet. Crown of the head is last to lift, shoulders round down and away. Pause. Notice that flush of energy already. Big inhale, big reach up. Exhale, hands release to the waist. Bring your heels in, toes facing out. Lift your chest, squeeze your shoulders together. Draw your tummy in, pelvis is relaxed. Deep breath in. Exhale, release, goddess squat, goddess pose or horse pose. So the knees follow where the toes go. You're going to squeeze the glutes together, draw the tummy in, lift up through the chest. Now your goddess pose might be a little bit higher. Just make sure that it's not really low. You don't want bum touching the earth. You want the legs to really be working here. Squeeze the glutes together. See if you can draw the knees out just a little bit more, pressing through the feet. Remember, we're not squeezing through the toes. The toes should be able to lift and you should feel nice and firm on the earth. Beautiful, breathe. You might even take a gentle movement side to side. Maybe just finding a nice place for your hips to rest. You don't need to do this for too long, but you should start to feel the quads work, the tummy working, the glutes, your lower half. And then find a moment of stillness. Beautiful, breathe. Big inhale, big reach up, straighten through the legs. Star pose, bring your toes in. Hands kiss above the head and then exhale, hands to the waist. Toes are facing forward, remember, find that nice halfway point. Lovely, press your hips back, crown forward, shoulders squeezing together so the chest is nice and open here. Lovely, then if you want it, on your next exhale, you can find that nice forward fold. Lovely, tuck the chin in towards the chest, crown the head towards the earth. Then from here, you're going to walk your hands over towards your right foot, straightening through that left leg here. So you're going to feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh. The hips sit back and you've still got that nice length. So you've come up to a flat back position. So there's a nice length in the back here. Lovely. Press into that left foot. Shoulders away from the ears. The glance is down. Lovely. Press the hips back. Draw the tummy in. Lovely. Then back to center. The back is again nice and flat. Left hand to the earth, right under your nose, right hand opens up, a nice wide twist here. See if you can stack the shoulders. This is going to look different for everybody, but what you're working towards is stacking the shoulders. You can take your glance up towards the sky, perhaps forward, maybe down. Lovely, exhale, release. From here, you're going to walk your hands all the way around to the right, pivot on that right foot so the toes turn towards the top edge of your mat, back foot turns, you land in a little lunge here. Your option at any point is to drop that back knee. Okay, lovely, light on the fingers, remember we don't want to crash into the fingertips. The chest is open, we're squeezing everything into the centre of our mat. If you can imagine a line drawn down the middle of your mat, squeezing everything in. Crown lifts, lovely, deep breath in. Then as you exhale, plant the palms, drop that back knee, sit your hips up and back, half splits, toes towards the forehead, flat back to begin with, peel that right hip crease back. When you're ready, you can release down. Forehead down towards the shin. Lovely, then slowly roll all the way through that right foot. Lift your back knee up. And then pivot back to that nice wide halfway point. So make any adjustments that you need. Draw your tummy in, bring energy through the arches, hands to the hips. This time you're going to lift, so press through the heels. You'll feel your glutes working to lift you all the way back up. Beautiful, big inhale, big reach up. Exhale, hands to the waist. From here, come back to that halfway point. So sit your hips back, drawing energy up, don't lose it. Pull your pelvic floor up and in. Shoulders away from the ears, shoulders drawing together in the back body though. Suck your tummy a little bit more and then release. Forward fold. Take a moment. Do what you need to do. Maybe you take your feet a little bit wider, just experimenting with crown to the earth. Soften the knees if you want to. Remember your practice. Beautiful. Then everyone's going to bend the knees, hands to the waist. Slowly, slowly roll all the way up. When you're there, heels turn in, toes turn out. Shoulders squeeze together, sink down, goddess squat. Now straight into it, that nice gentle movement side to side. And then let that movement slow down. See if you can sink a little bit deeper. Perhaps this time you bring in some arms, elbows to shoulder height, palms towards the front here. You might experiment with lifting one heel, maybe then the other heel, maybe both heels. Perhaps you're just playing with getting your goddess a little bit lower. So remember, lots of options. Take what you need. Deep, deep breath in. Sink a little lower if you can. Press the knees out. Squeeze the glutes. Draw the tummy in. And then exhale. Star pose. Big reach. Toes face towards the front again. Hands to the waist. Forward fold. Stopping at that halfway point, drawing the tummy in, giving ourselves time to make any adjustments that we need. I'm going to take my feet a little bit wider. And then release all the way down. Lovely. From here, walk your hands towards the left foot. The left knee bends, the hips go back, we press into that right foot so we get that nice stretch through the inner right thigh. Back's nice and flat here. Keep drawing the tummy in, keep breathing, keep the neck nice and long. And then come all the way back up to center. Right hand under your nose, left hand opens up. Shoulders away from the ears. Crown nice and long. Take the glance to wherever you need it to. Lovely deep breath in here. As you exhale, bring the hands all the way back down. That lovely flat back position. Perhaps you're on fingertips, perhaps your knees are nice and bent. So making adjustments so that you can safely walk your hands all the way round, to the left, pivot on that left foot, pivot on that right foot, so you're now in that nice lunge. Option to drop the knee if you need to. If not, nice and light on the fingertips, press the heel away. Open through the chest, draw the tummy in, squeezing into that imaginary line on the mat. And then release that back knee, the right knee. Sit your hips back and up, half splits. Toes towards the forehead, keeping that left knee nice and bent here. Peel that left hip crease back. And then if you want, you can melt your forehead down towards the shin. Lovely, just take a couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly, slowly roll through that front foot, lift that back knee, walk your hands all the way back around so you're in that nice wide forward fold. Find what you want in this position. So if you want to come up a little bit because it's too much, you can. Bend your knees if you want to experiment with folding. This is your last one. 4 big breaths here, really just to connect to this shape. And then everyone's going to come back to that nice flat back position. Press into the feet, shoulders away from the ears. Hands to the waist, draw your belly in, press through your feet, soften your knees, and then use your glutes here to lift you all the way back up. Glutes and hamstrings. Beautiful. Shoulders release back. Without looking down now, heel toe, your feet together. Take a moment just to notice what it feels like to come out of this shape. And then turn so you're facing the top edge of your mat. You're going to come down to a nice ball position here. So heels will lift, bum sinks down, hands to the earth. When you're there, chin towards the chest, round off through the back. See if you could press into every single toe here. So right from your big toe, right into your little toe. Beautiful, plant your palms. Bring yourself back to a nice tabletop position. And from here, you're going to bring that right knee in between your hands. Walk that left foot back just a little bit, and you're going to take this right heel to wherever feels comfortable to you. So pigeon. There's lots of lovely pictures, but I really want you to go for sensation over shape. So if you can get your foot all the way out here and it feels all right in your body, then excellent. I prefer my heel tucked in ever so slightly. That feels better in my body. But also you can bring that right heel underneath that right hip and it just gives you that little bit of lift. Or as you're at home, in actual fact, if you want to bring that heel out in towards the left thigh, you can use a cushion under that right bum, just to lift you up a little bit. Lovely. So nice and light on the fingers. We're not crashing into the hands here. Just take a deep breath as you look over your right shoulder. Lovely, exhale it back. Take a look over your left shoulder. Notice any sort of habits that left foot has, if it's splaying in or splaying out, you're still powering through that left foot. That's where the strength is in this shape. Back to center. You might come down to your elbows. You might walk your hands forward, or you might be able to get your forehead all the way down to the earth here. Just breathe. You might need to make adjustments with each breath. Remember, don't feel as though you're stuck in a shape. Pressing through that left foot. Lovely, then walk your hands back up. Take a moment here, lift through the chest. You might even take a prayer position. Your choice. Just make sure that the hands are nice and light, they're not pressing you up. From here, you're going to bring that left foot all the way round. Right foot's going to come to the front as well, so you're in a sitting position with your knees bent. Bring your heels in as close as you can. Lift your chest, snuggle your shoulders down, and then drop chin to chest. Lovely, lift that chin back up. And now we're going to make our way to lizard, but on the other side. So, take your right leg round, bend that left knee, find your position, and if that transition wasn't great for you, come back to tabletop position and bring that left knee through. So, connect to that right foot, so we're pressing through the top of that right foot, hands are nice and light. Take a deep breath in and then look over your left shoulder. Let the hips sink down. Maybe you need to make any adjustments, so use this time. Lovely. Take a look over your right shoulder. Notice any habits that that right foot has. Beautiful. Back to centre. Then float it down wherever you want to be. Elbows, perhaps you want to stay up, your choice. Just find a position that you can be in for a good 5 breaths. But again, make any alterations that you need to make. Then when you're ready, walk your hands back. Light in the hands. You might take a namaste here as well, your choice. From here, bring that right leg around. We're going to find a nice cobbler's pose. So, soles of the feet together, knees open wide, hands come to the ankles, the calves, perhaps they curl around the toes. Let the knees drop open nice and wide here. Don't forget, make any adjustments that you need to make. So if you need to take your feet further away from you because it's a little bit tight on the inner thigh, then do so. Lift your chest, shoulders drop down and back, crown of the head nice and tall, close your eyes. You might even take your thumbs to the sole of your feet. Take a gentle pressure with the thumbs. Beautiful. Slowly use your hands to bring your knees together. Find a nice, comfortable position. You can take it to laying down, you can take it to child's pose or sitting up. Just make sure that wherever you are, You've got that nice lengthy spine, everything is in full alignment, the shoulders are away from the ears, the face is soft, and the eyes are closed or the gaze is taken down. Take a moment just to connect back to the breath. Let the nutrients of your practice absorb. Taking a moment to notice how the body feels. And if you can stay a while longer, please do. This is the most important time. But if you need to go and carry on with the rest of your day, bring your hands together, thumbs up to the third eye,